Hello, this is Jason Franklin coming from an undisclosed location. And I did disclose my location in my other videos, so if you want to know where I'm at, then go look at those videos. But the reason why I don't want to disclose my location is because now, with the passage and signage by President Obama of the National Defense Authorization Act, Americans can be secretly arrested, secretly detained, that's the concentration camps people, and renditioned to anywhere on the globe, tortured. So basically, all your rights null and void. Constitution doesn't apply to you. Bill of Rights don't apply to you. Now it's just government run by the New World Order. But and notice how Obama, got this through. He said Congress was like, oh, it says this, this, and this, and they passed it, which is heinous enough, treasonous even, by those congressmen that voted for it, congressmen and senators that voted for it. But President Obama, on Christmas Day, even though he said he wasn't gonna sign it, signed it. Not Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve he signed it when he thought no one was watching. But now we know that you did sign it and you're trying to hide it from us. And we aren't amused. And we aren't going to take it. So, yeah, that's that. We got to fight that. We got to fight that. Fight that. Fight. Alright, next thing is SOPA or Ron Paul. Let's go with SOPA. Stop Online Privacy Act, along with the Protect IP Act. Basically, both of these are going to censor the web. Basically, you're not going to be able to have any user-generated content. If you do, your site is going to be shut down because of various copyright violations. And so that's why these shouldn't pass. This is a direct infringement on our First Amendment rights of free speech. And it's just another reason for the government to crack down on this. Even though they're already cracking down on us with the drug war, taxes being raised exponentially every year. Even though Obama said when he was running, he wouldn't raise taxes for anyone in the middle class. You remember that? That was a blatant lie. But, yeah, so we gotta stop this Stop Online Piracy Act and Protect IP Act. And, they're gonna keep coming. They've done this before. You fight back, and they run. And then they run back while you're sleeping and do the same thing while you're not aware. So we gotta stay constantly vigilant, constantly aware, so we can keep fighting this stuff and not be taken over by the New World Order. Now, if we don't know what the New World Order is, you're way behind the curve. You need to look it up. Go visit Infowars.com. Go hit up Alex Jones, Max Kaiser, Gerald Salente, Webster Tarpley, Ray McGovern, people like that, Paul Craig Roberts. Go learn what that is. And that's the first step to know what's going on in the world, why all this is happening, and what we can do to change it. But now I want to talk about Ron Paul. And he's obviously being screwed. I'll start with Iowa since that was the first caucus. And a gentleman's agreement, Karl Rove, really? A gentleman's agreement was reached by the Romney camp and the Santorum camp. Where was Paul? He was very close third. And where did all those missing votes go? They just disappeared. One of the places they disappeared from was Ames, Iowa, a huge college town. And everyone knows that the college kids support Ron Paul. I mean, why would you support anyone else in the face of, flip-flopping Romney, carbon taxing Newt Gingrich, and just general globalist minion Rick Santorum? Why wouldn't you pick Ron Paul if you had all those choices? I would, and I am. So it was obvious that votes disappeared in Iowa, and so because they disappeared, they just came to an agreement of what the total was. That sounds like fraud to me. New Hampshire, I can't be mad at New Hampshire. I don't really know what went on there, but we got second place. We got some delegates, and it started to wake people up that Ron Paul really was in this, and that Ron Paul was an option that was very viable, and someone who could win, versus what the mainstream media was telling you, that he couldn't win, he's unelectable. Those two, Iowa and New Hampshire, proved the opposite, that Ron Paul is electable, he's popular, he's polling well, he can win. So, South Carolina is the biggest fraud I've seen yet, because Newt Gingrich won. Like, how can he win? Just the day before the caucus, either the day before or the day of, I'm not sure. Ron Paul and Newt Gingrich at the same college were doing speeches. Ron Paul attracted 1,000 people or more. Newt Gingrich had to close his speech because he didn't have no audience, or not enough to make a speech. Yet Newt Gingrich is going to win by 40% of the vote, and Ron Paul only gets 12% of the vote, and he gets last place. Man, whatever, guys. Y'all are just trying to blatantly trick me. I'm not even fooled. So Florida, Ron Paul is going to win, because Florida is going to be a landslide. All the Floridians are watching this, and they're like, man, whatever. Ron Paul is good. He's the one. Mainstream media is trying to screw him over, and that's why I'm going to vote for him. And that's become the logical decision, really, these days. But let's move on to a different subject. The subject of Iran. Now, we're already at war with Iran, if you believe it or not. Israel has admitted to bombing their nuclear facilities and assassinating all of those people, all those scientists and top officials in Iran. And Iran is trying to save face, so they're not really saying anything about it. Although I'm sure that the people of Iran know that they're being bombed and, assassinated, because, they're right there on the ground. But Russia and China have said that, if you attack Iran, we're going to attack you, regardless of any sort of World War III situation. Well, that was China and not Russia, the World War III situation part, but you get the idea. Because Iran directly borders Russia, and China gets a large amount of their oil from Iran. So they're both trying to protect their interests. America's over here with the Predator drones crashing into Iran, and President Obama asking politely for it back. Man, whatever. All I know is that we need to tell Israel that you're on your own on this one. If you want to go attack Iran and have Russia and China attack you, then go ahead. Y'all got 200, 300 nuclear weapons. Do you? But Benjamin Netanyahu, president of Israel, or whatever their top role is. He thinks that he can just go to war with Iran and America's gonna be there because we're allies. Now, that's probably what's gonna happen, but that's not what needs to happen. Because war is not something we need right now in this economy. War is a bad idea. So, y'all stay vigilant, keep fighting, and peace out. Bye.